I'm just sharing with you at least the stuff, Brian. On Sunday, it's like, what the hell? I just left Saturday. I'm thinking everything is fine, and all this shit happened. I mean, when she tells you, I'll show you the text. Mike, the safe is at 10:38. The register is $300. She gave me a set.
Grand Rising to everyone that is involved in this work. Grand Rising. Kev Hawk Bay, good to see you. Akil, thank you for joining us. You've been a wonderful consul to me, a great support system. Everybody needs that. If anybody wants an example of how to be a positive role model and support system, you're going to look at the example of Akil. He has been with me the entire year. When I ask him to send energy, you know what he does? He sends it, even at the expense of his own. And that is his seeds, that is his family. He sacrifices because he knows in the work. Jay Vendor, good to see you. The reason why we come on here is to instruct. We have one more day. Tomorrow is my Earth Day. I will gift my city to myself and the world. The world is the national. Who's that? Don't know, but I gotta be on here for a second. Y'all know I'm safe and okay. The consuls who are with us have their instructions and they're being activated right now. We need someone in Alabama. I'm on here to find people in Alabama. We're performing a mass extraction in the next 2 days. In order for us to perform the mass extraction of 12 indigenous tribal members, we must have people present to receive the bodies. Now, the estate, Amunra Estates, they're receiving the bodies, but we need actual physical living beings. Thank you too, Jay Bender, for sharing my post, for advocating for me, for anybody that talks down or discredits the work of the movement, for speaking positively on my behalf. I honor you, brethren. It's a great day. The Carla Kyle, good to see you, Fate Energy. Thank you for watching. I'm going to show you guys what's going on the record. I get to do this. You know, maybe I should wait until it gets on the record before I reveal it. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I actually have something for you. Will L. Soon as you get here, you are the plant-based chef for the entire city. For your trials and tribulations, I extend my condolences. And I say to you that Allah has a divine purpose for everything. And the divine purpose is always positive. So whatever it is that had happened, know it's for the greater good. This person, and I got this paper yesterday. I want to share with you what he wrote. This guy right here, Jim Harris. He's telling about the history of Lee County. That's connected to Hobbs County, but he speaks about it. Native people, first people to occupy. Look at these stupid words that he uses, but it's okay. Apaches and Comanches during the historical era, such as Paleo Indians. It says they were here at least 15,000 years ago, which everybody knows is 30,000, so they try to cut us in half. Oh, nah, buddy, we ain't going. It says they did burrow into the plains and soil for permanent dwellings, but they were nomadic and occupied the land temporarily. Whatever. Both the Spanish, first in the 16th century, and European Americans came to southern plains in search of wealth, adventure, and a productive land. Spanish explorers? You mean Inquisition operators? See those names? Go research them, people, because they're the Inquisition operators. So then you look, it comes down. I'm going to give you the history of Hobbs in a second. Talk about the ranchers. They talk about 1865 when they converted us into chattel property. I met Terreno Moors. And Terreno Moors here are with it. I'm meeting a lady at 4 o'clock, a local Terreno Moore. She wants me to explain to her daughter everything I explained to her. And she knew what I was talking about. And I got to get on GMEI utility and have her plug her information in. She has 20,000 contracts open in her name. So as you're reading this, and I'm talking to you at the same time, pools of oil were discovered below Leah's surface at such places as Maljamar and Hobbs. Oh, really? Well, how is this oil produced in the land organically? So they've been mining oil out of this land for almost 110 years. So how is these reserves not going out? Because the land has, it produces organically the oil that is being mined. Page of the history. Look at this. For the roughly 90 years since that discovery, oil and gas has dominated Lee County. Then we come down. Now I'm using the Mexican Constitution, which gives me treaty rights. They have a treaty with I can't remember right now what the actual name is, but they're part of the Federation, Mexico is. So when I enforce orders and laws from Mexico to the inorganic states, the corporation, they have to do it. Now, listen to me, more scientists. What science tells us? This past November, in the LCM Oil and Gas exhibit, I was speaking with a visitor from Texas who asked me if I really believed the oil beneath the surface of the Belize ground was formed by decaying organic plant and animal life. I suggested to him that it was not such a fantastic idea, especially since the Earth has been here 4.3 billion years. The man told me he did not believe that the Earth had been here for that long. Believe is an illusion, informing me that humans were not around long enough to verify that length of time. How stupid is he? We ended our conversation when I said to him that the age of the Earth is a matter of science and technology, as is the matter of the heart operation that this person who wrote it had in 2017. History is not a science. In the right hands, it is an art. But unlike many arts, it is rooted in the imagination of an individual. It is rooted in facts, just as science is. Huh, really? Any consul that gets this particular live that is in Alabama to assist the matriarch that has been helping me, she has gifted much FRNs. She has gifted much time. She has done what has been asked, and she will be the point of contact for anybody who's in Alabama that wants to be a part of this mass extraction. After you receive this, if you are in Alabama and you are available to assist with the mass extraction, then you can call 202-826-7011. There is no reason why we as Moors, after 110 years, knowing the law and knowing our abilities as consuls from the 1963 Vienna Convention, Article 5, and also from the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, Articles 20 through 24, and also through the Constitution, that our people are still in prison, especially for minor offenses. If we don't get up and enforce this law, then it will destroy us. It will consume us, and other people will be enforcing it. You want a PSYOP? A PSYOP is sitting for 110 years, absorbing information, but not applying it. Now, don't scientists experiment with the information that they receive? Don't they take it and put it in a petri dish and look at it in a microscope and put it with other organisms to see what type of creation comes out of it? Oh, I believe so. Real scientists do that. And they say, oh, that don't work. Oh, that do work. Oh, put it in the system as something that do work. So, take your bodies, walk down to the precinct with your writ of habeas corpuses. I have a perfected habeas corpus I will send to you. And whomever is in prison that you're trying to extract, you do so. You see? It's simple. The simplicity of the gospel is simple. Let me show you how we clear up concepts. So, notify who? Put into whose system your information? Receive from what corporation an EIN number that is registered in a computer, so every time you do commercial activity, it records what you're doing? Aren't we separate from them? So what business or duty or obligation do we have to give them any information of ours? None. Let me show you why. Do we have their social security numbers? Do they have to put us on notice concerning their identification? Are they taking their affidavits and their writs and going to put them on our public records? Huh? Who has our original documents in their possession and refusing to give our original documents of our historical lineage to us? They are. So what we're going to do, instead of continuing to give them the computer codes 00100010 and putting it in their system to use it to deprogram or program us, we're not going to give them any information. The odin of proof is on the accuser. If someone says that you're a liar or guilty, they have to come to your state with their viable proof, and they have to prove to you that you're lying and that you've injured them by your lie. If they prove it, then your estate remedies them with the wealth that you have. The only time you have to worry or live in fear concerning anything is if you injure an actual living body. Let me tell you what happens when you're operating with this paperwork. If there's an error in your paperwork, it's a clerical error. You can't be sent to prison. They ain't going to capture you. You can't get fined or for some crimes or nothing like that. Hey, my estate made a clerical error. That's it. And you're good. What else? Zobar El Bey, good to see you. Thank you for joining. We're clearing up concepts right now. When the corporation tells you how to behave concerning law, you are following them. The laws and the codes and the statutes and the processes are for the corporation members only, not the de jure organic indigenous people of the land. You have to understand that. The laws and the codes and the processes are for corporation members only. For you, it works this way. Affidavit of truth, affidavit of identity, affidavit of fact, affidavit of heirship, affidavit of conveyance of estate funds into particular account number, blah, 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 blah. Now, again, I have to remind you, our parents, our foremothers and forefathers, they designed us. They designed the system to where we could get nothing out of it unless we were unified. So when we take our single individual mind and we execute these affidavits concerning global operations, they will laugh. But tribal governments speaking to them as one body, they will cry. They will give you the positive performance that you see. Again, this court issues orders and enforces law. It does not deal with paperwork. You can see the Hobbs Act for that. The Hobbs Act has a clause that's connected to the Constitution. When we enforce the Hobbs Act, no court has jurisdiction over us because that is a federal law that has been passed, and there is no court higher than federal court. Woo! Come on, baby. We're just getting started. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. is the commissioner date. The website to view the online proceedings of the commissioner meeting is www.hobbsnm.org. Again, and you can type it in the comment section for everybody that sees the video later. www.hobbsnm.org. With that being said, I'm going to get on the line with the rest of these councils concerning instruction of what needs to be done for proof of service. I'm also going to get on the line and organize people in Alabama that are willing to go to the correctional facility and receive the bodies of all 12 indigenous tribal members that will be extracted very soon. When the notification to the warden goes out and that warden receives it, and I know by way of a certified return receipt sent to my phone that they will sign for it. After they sign, I want our consuls present with the documentation of the habeas corpus for all 12 indigenous Moors. Period. Woo! Come on, baby. Freedom is a beautiful thing. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. You see, you are a Lord. You're a landlord. You are a Lord in and of your own right. And when you are operating as a Lord, then your responsibility is to liberate people. Woo! Come on, baby. But they don't tell you that.
First thing you do is for the
You ain't no more if you ain't going to get your brethren out of prison. You ain't no Lord if you ain't exercising your power to deliver people instead of trying to better your own private situation to make it easier on you and yours. Listen, you and yours is everybody you dealing with around you. Let's go back in history. The tribes were in the same locale. It would be 50,000 natives, indigenous, all together in a certain particular area. And then 3 miles down the road, it would be another 40,000 right there with treaties in place. And whenever they moved, and whenever they decided to go to a different land to occupy and build, they all picked up, put the tent on their back, or on the camels, or whatever it is that they had, and they moved as a unit. They moved as tribal government. Woo, come on, baby. Look at the treaties and look at the constitutions. Those are your founding documents for all law that you're trying to enforce. Not written affidavits written by other people. Those are helpful. Those are examples. Those are things we can review. But the founding enforcement for all law is treaties and constitution. Constitution means body. So you enforce the law of the land and you do it as a body. Woo! Come on, baby. I love y'all very much. Excuse me for the background noise. I hope to hear from you concerning your desire to contribute to this work. Time, talent, and or energy is what we have to offer. Time, talent, and treasure. Excuse me. I will be with you soon. Peace and praise. Woo! But they don't want to talk about it though.